What I'm about to show you is either gonna blow your mind or make you unsubscribe to the channel. Either way, you should be entertained because I'm about to deploy a strategy that I've been wanting to deploy for weeks and weeks on Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty. Try a draft and post your draft in the comments. I'll grade your team. But in this draft right here, 1 QB format, best ball, optimal scoring, I've been wondering if it's possible to create a team that has 3 of the big 4 or 5 quarterbacks on the same team with that optimal scoring where you can't misfire on starting the right guy each week. It's optimal scoring. Your top scoring 1 quarterback goes into your lineup each week, set for you. My mind has been working overtime trying to think if there's a way to naturally draft. Naturally, when everything falls perfectly. You don't like some of the other players on the clock when you're up and you see these 3 quarterbacks just sitting there. You're looking at the team I drafted. In a minute, you're going to see this draft unfold naturally and why I went in this direction and why I think I might have a winning team on my hands right here. In one of the Chihuahua Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty drafts, you can draft a team too. Use code Smitty or the link in the description and they'll match up to $100 on your first deposit. Again, try a draft and put your team in the comments and I'll rank it. There's going to be a lot of concerned Caleb's and petrified Peters in the comments that are going to say, Smitty,
you can't win like this.
You need to get
wide receivers.
My whole theory here is that if I land on some of my breakouts, if I get the perfect fall like Kincaid and Komet and Taysom Hill, Kadarius Toney, Jahan Dotson, Breece Hall, Kamara, Charbonnet, if I land some of these value grabs that very much look like a team, in my opinion, that would be like maybe you went 2 quarterbacks and not 3. I don't think I should have the tight end room I have. I don't think I should have these 3 wide receivers. And yeah, a lot of risky guys here, but I love Tank Dell. I don't think I should have Breece Hall and a potential for as many games as he plays, maybe low end running back 1 in Alvin Kamara, a win a league home run pick in Charbonnet or McKinnon, cuffing Kamara and Kendre. I don't think I should have the team that I have here that fell naturally to me. I didn't force this 3 quarterback situation. I've been waiting for the right draft where I'm on the clock and I've got 2 of these guys already. Again, a strategy that some people, not a lot of people, deploy where you're banking on optimal scoring being set for you and dominating the quarterback position above and beyond what a Hurts would get you alone. You're getting Hurts and Burrow rotating, scoring an astronomical amount of points, and somehow, some way you're crushing just one of their 17 games total start average. Now we're throwing a 3rd quarterback in there, and maybe instead of scoring, let's call it 26 points a game for Hurts or for Burrow or for Fields, could I score 35 points a game in my quarterback slot because I don't have to make a single call? The optimal top scoring quarterback each week is started for me. Am I going to score so many more points by the time week 17 comes around that I'm going to dominate? I don't know. Maybe this falls flat on its face, but it's such an entertaining draft. And for some reason, I've got a good feeling that I landed just the right guys to complement this approach. Take a look at the video, drop your comments down in the comment section, and let me know if you think this is crazy or if you quietly think this is an absolute fire draft that fell perfectly at each turn. Try it for yourself. Leave your team in the comments and let me know what you think. The Fantasy Football Show begins now. The replay of what unfolded last night live, how this naturally fell into my lap, begins right now.
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty.
Take a lap. I'll take JJ here. And hope this doesn't get 4 or 5 players down, but I feel he's going to get. Okay, I'm on the clock real quick. Jalen Hurts is, we got T. Higgins, Henry, Hurts, Ramondre, Josh Allen, Jacobs, DK, Breece Hall. Honestly, the best player available, regardless of quarterback falling, is Jalen Hurts to me. So I'm just going to take him. I know it's not for everybody. I know a lot of people think you could wait and get Burrow, wait and get Fields, but I can still do that and have a 2 quarterback approach, which I think is very, very intriguing in best ball, 1 quarterback. I especially if the other players fall perfectly to you and you get, you sit there at 47 or 50 overall and the players you like are just not there. Then going an extra quarterback in a 1 QB but optimal scoring situation is pretty fun. It's fun to attack it that way. I've got Hurts, I've got JJ. I don't need to force wide receiver here. I do like, guys like Watson, but this draft I don't want to take Watson early because I do think it was extremely early. It's either between Breece Hall and early Gibbs, unless I went Debo or something. I'm going to go Breece in this one and see what happens. But if Gibbs fell to me, That would be one of those approaches where you try it 10 times and like 2 times you get the unbelievable drop of a player, and then you're just like, oh my God, this is the 10 out of 10 draft that I finally got. It's so hard to get that, Let's go ahead and see.
In a regular draft, you would fall though. Not in this community, I don't think.
But this isn't in this community. I joined this without you guys knowing it.
Yeah. We'll see. Hopefully.
And he does get 4 or 5 players down, but I feel he's going to get QB here, or he's going to go at least 5. I'm going to go Burrow here, and I'm going to hope he doesn't take Kenneth Walker. If he does, so be it. Kenneth Walker is 4 or 5 players down, but I have a feeling he's going to get panicked on QB here, or he's going to go at least wide receiver. There he goes, wide receiver. At least wide receiver with one of the picks. I think Kenneth Walker is going to be there. Hey, Ron and I always talk about what if you went three quarterbacks. I could technically get Fields here. And have the Jalen Hurts, Burrow, Fields rotation. And
I almost did it earlier in the same combo. Hurts, Burrow, and Fields.
Yeah, I'm very tempted to try it in a $4. Oh, I took Walker. That was a bad calculation on my part. I'm almost tempted to try it. Do you guys think I should just try it?
Yeah, $4.
I mean,
try it. Why not?
$4. Yeah.
I know some kind of critical Chris in here is going to be like, you can't win with that. Like, this is the point. You do a bunch of different strategies. Let's just try it. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. It's $4.
This is where you do it.
It's $4.
This is where you do it.
It's $4. And what if? And the thing you got to ask yourself is, what if you have, like, between Hurts, Burrow, and Fields, what if you score 55 points a game at your quarterback position versus one of the guys averaging, what would the average be? 28 points or whatever. What if you somehow score like 45 points a game, let's say, instead of a 30-point a game average for, let's say, Hurts. Let's say he's 30 points a game. What if you score literally like 15 to 20 points more a week? And to answer your question, was that Travis or was that Vamp that asked that question about the cube? Vamp. To answer your question, you just can't get it right. Like, if I had these 3 quarterbacks, and like that guy last year, they would call in every week. He drafted Kelsey in round 1. He drafted Pitts in round 3. And I said, why in the hell did you do that? And he's like, I thought I'd have trade value. And the problem is no one's trading. And Pitts was struggling to get value all year. It was a disaster. He lost his league because he made a decision to draft somebody with the intention of trading him. Like, anytime you draft a player with the intention of trading him, it's a horrible decision. Horrible decision.
Yeah.
What league format is this, Noah? It's a 1 QB. You imagine someone stumbles into this live stream now?
I gotta step off, guys, but you guys have a good night.
Is that Travis or is that Vamp?
No, that's Ian.
Oh, Ian. Oh, Ian, did you want to interrupt with anything before you go?
No, just say good night, I guess.
All right. Hey, Ian, interrupt anytime you want, pal. Appreciate you.
Yeah, but all right. Yeah, it was good. I wasn't expecting the 3 QB, but it was interesting. Yeah.
Well, I don't think anybody was expecting it, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. If Walker had fallen, I would have taken Walker. If London had fallen, I would have aborted. But Ron Navy and I have been talking about what if it perfectly falls to where you're just not into, like, look, I'm not into Ayuk or Mixon or Godwin or Kittle. Aaron Jones is good, but like, none of these guys. This is the exact draft to try this in, and who the hell knows? If, let's say, I land the best sleeper calls in this draft and it falls perfectly, this is the kind of draft that would just be like, can you imagine if this won it and people are like, the guy drafted 3 quarterbacks and he got 42 points a game.
No, bro, I'm like legit gonna go join a draft right now and just draft like 3 quarterbacks in a row.
Yeah.
And then draft like 3 running back or 3 wide receivers and 3 running backs. No, I'll text you a picture.
Yeah. All right, man. Later. Appreciate you.
Take it easy.
I can't wait for the critical Chris's to drop in and complain about this particular draft. It's gonna be hilarious. There's gonna be so many know-it-alls that come in and say, "What are you doing?" Hey, Ron, Trevor Lawrence is coming up. I think I'll let that one lie. I'll leave that one. No. You know what I love though? Let's say, like coming up here, Dotson, Mike Evans is interesting here too. I'm probably not going to take him here, but like these are the kind of things you need to land. Kadarius Toney. If Kadarius Toney ended up being what we think he potentially could be, then like that would be an interesting pick coming up. Mike Evans just went. So I'm probably getting Jahan Dotson. The other thing you got to keep in mind too is if I go like Charbonnet, Kamara, Swift is a guy I'm going to consider here. I know Ron would hate that, but if I land Swift, if Swift does become that guy and Jahan Dotson's a top 8 wide receiver, like this team becomes viable like immediately. And Addis says take Jimmy G. No, I'm not doing 4. At some point, right, Ron, as we said before together, at some point you're going to lose that ability to even recover. Because right here I'm in recovery mode. I'm trying to recover. And by no means do I think this is necessarily going to win. It's just been on my mind for a while that if you have, and this is my 3 favorite QBs to try this with too. Hurts, Burrow, and Fields. I could score 45 points a game. Kadarius Toney is there. DeAndre Swift is there. Pacheco is there. I'm going to go Dotson here. So now I've got... here's my team so far. I got Justin Jefferson. This is column 2. JJ, Hurts, Breece Hall, Burrow, Fields, Dotson. Interesting, fellas. Addison went. I know Ron would like that. I think I might go Kadarius Toney here and then bank on the Kamara combination of running backs later. Right? So I'm probably going to go Kadarius Toney here. The other options would be Swift, Dalvin Cook, Pacheco. Anybody disagree? Kadarius Toney? Kyle Pitts, Kadarius Toney? Probably Kadarius Toney, right?
Yeah. Good Kincaid later.
This is looking pretty good, fellas. JJ, Jalen Hurts, Breece Hall, Joe Burrow, Justin Fields, Jahan Dotson, Kadarius Toney. Like JJ, Kadarius Toney, and Jahan Dotson is a pretty formidable running back or wide receiver stable. And if I get Kamara and Charbonnet or Kamara and another player with Breece Hall, what have I done here? I can't wait for the critical Calebs to come in here and just say, what in the hell are you doing? This is my lineup so far. It's crazy. It's crazy. And it's really good. Sick Nasty's also correct with this comment right here.
Where are you at?
Sick Nasty's correct with this other comment that essentially your team just made most of the other drafters waste $4 because I've taken away all this quarterback power. And even if, let's say, I don't do well, the law says, is this a troll video? Here's one of the critical Calebs in here. No offense, but this team is terrible. Good. I'm glad you hate it, the law. I'm glad you hate it. I'm hoping that everybody thinks it's awful. It's good. That's what I'm going for.
Yeah, it's probably these guys that are in the draft with you. They're probably like, the fantasy football show. Oh, let's go check who this guy is. Let's go.
I'm probably going to get a couple people. See, look at this. Cooper says, God, great team. Bro, it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody, but
you're like,
this is probably my favorite team I've drafted so far because of the intrigue behind this quarterback scoring that I'm going to have that I don't. And for those that don't understand best ball, it's optimal scoring. I don't have to decide a single thing. Hurts, Burrow, Fields. I'm literally. What do they score per game, Ron, in this format? Like 29 points a game or something like that. Jalen Hurts, Burrow, and Fields. What is the average?
20, yeah. So average 26.5, 26.7.
Is that what it is? So 27. So 20. What would be my guess is is that I'm at least going to get like 35 points a game from my quarterback position at minimum. 35 points a game times 17 would be 595 versus 26 times 17. So you're talking about 600 points versus about 440. We're coming up on my pick here, boys. We might have to leave Ron Navy out of these conversations because he's not going to like some of my picks here, and he's going to say I screwed up.
Can I go?
Trade value.
He's gonna say I screwed up the whole thing here. But I got Javonte, Kamara, Charbonnet.
He's going with Swift. Jesus, son of a bitch.
No, Swift is gone, Ron. He's way gone. I think I'm going Kamara here.
Charbonnet.
Oh, that's the other guy. Go somebody different.
Charbonnet. Why Kamara?
Oh, I should have went Charbonnet because the guy's Walker. Damn it. But he would have taken Kamara. I'd rather have Kamara just because of the need. Maybe he doesn't go Charbonnet here. He didn't go Charbonnet. Do I go Charbonnet or Javonte or wide receiver? I don't like the wide receivers here, so I'm gonna punt it. And we got Kincaid will probably last to the next pick. I think the easy call here is Charbonnet.
I go Javonte.
We need to swing for the fences on a Charbonnet.
You need to make up for that Alvin Kamara pick.
Yeah, I knew Ron's commentary was coming. I knew it was coming. It's all right, Ron. You're not going to like every one of these picks, but I think you're gonna get behind this team. Okay, so look at this squad here. Let's put it up on the board here, guys. This is potentially a winner. Look at this. Hurts, Burrow, Fields. I'm getting 600 points on the year on 17 starts. I'm getting 600 points. I would guess maybe 545 minimum. What in the hell's going on here, fellas? This is a potential winning ticket here. Electro says, "How did you pull that off?" I don't know, bro. Ask the law, who thinks this is a troll video. Don't you love fantasy? Look at the difference of opinions between these two chats. How do you pull this off? From one side, this is a troll video. This is a terrible team, he also said. From one side. I get this all day long on both sides of the fence. It's really funny. Smitty, did you draft the QB1? Did I draft the QB? I haven't timed out one single time. This is all by design. Boys, this is it.
Smitty, you might have three. Well, you definitely have obviously three QB1s, but you might have three RB1s, three wide receiver ones. Honestly,
bro, I'm not even.
Kamara is never going to be an RB1. What are you talking about?
Ron, you hate Kamara.
I mean, depending on his legal situation, and Charbonnet could
look at how
easily.
he played last year. Look at how he played last year.
You're not going to convince
Take
Ron.
the legal
Kamara.
stuff out of it. He played crappy last year. He had a terrible season last year.
Ron, he had a bad.
I think they have more
yards to carry than Najee.
He had a bad situation. Yeah, I mean, you gotta, Ron. If you're gonna consider that Najee Najee gets a pass for the beginning of his, you got to factor in everything. Like we're looking at. There's a good example to bring Najee up to say he had the Liz Frank injury, the bad offensive line issues, and those are all fixed. And so, like you're looking at Najee from a different light, and I am too. Like I'm excited about Najee in the 4th round. But I think to not consider Carr, to not consider that he was going through a lot of off-field stuff, which he is still doing and going through and could get suspended, but all that's baked into this value versus last year when people took him in round 2. And I said, don't take him. I did video after video saying if you take Kamara in round 2, you're losing your league. And so I was a big proponent of staying away from him. And I believe I was correct. But you're talking. Ron, we're talking. Ron, there's still a shot.
Over 1,000 yards down.
Ron, there's still a shot.
For over 1,000 yards.
Ron, there's still a shot. There's still a shot. Kamara can produce low end running back 1 numbers for 8 games, and then he has a suspension or something. There's still that shot. I know you don't believe it, but I believe it.
Best ball, especially.
Yeah, best ball, especially. Guys, hold on. Hold on, Ron. 1 second. Let's go through this together here. I need some consults. We got Sky Moore. He could go here because he's a second-ranked player. Khalil Herbert's a fantastic running back to throw in this mix. Darnell Mooney. Dalton Kincaid is about 8 players down. I love Sky Moore just went. Dalton Kincaid is like 8 players down. McKinnon is 9 players down. I'm on the clock right now. I'm kind of feeling like Kincaid, because Kincaid he fits the narrative of we're swinging for the fences to get guys that shouldn't have played like their ADP, and that's going to make this team win. Do you guys agree, Kincaid here?
Yeah, Kincaid or Herbert.
Okay. Next pick. Eli Mitchell wouldn't be a bad player for this, territory, but I like McKinnon a lot. He's there. Khalil Herbert's there. Like I said, Eli Mitchell. So it'd be Mitchell, Khalil Herbert, and McKinnon are the top running back options. The top wide receiver options are, in my opinion, I'm just looking down. It's so far down. I don't even know that I like anybody here. I can't even go wide receiver here. We'll get Tank Dell later. Tight end, Okonkwo, Kmet. I kind of feel like it's one of the RBs. So Mitchell, McKinnon, spit it out quickly. Mitchell or McKinnon? Herbert went. Mitchell, McKinnon. Spit out your preference. Go.
McKinnon.
Yeah.
McKinnon.
I agree.
Kmet.
Kmet wouldn't be a bad pick. I mean, you got Fields. I know you don't necessarily.
Well, hopefully he's still there. He could fall.
You took your pick, right, Smitty? And running back, they have their fall off age is 28. Alvin Kamara turns 28 July 25th. Case closed.
Yeah, but the thing about the value, the ADP, is that if he does play like Vampy and I said, yeah, but that there's a reason why Eckler still has a potential to play 10, 11, 12 games as a running back one type. You know what I mean? So I'm taking Kamara in a place. Ron, I'm taking Kamara in a place where you're factoring in a fall off, a suspension, whatever. Like he could play if he plays like a running back one for even 7 games. I'm getting what I paid and more. So like at best ball, it 100% makes sense to take him where I'm taking him. I know you don't like him, Ron, but like it's just preference, bro. But McKinnon,
he's going to be
in best ball.
I got you.
In best ball, you don't need him to produce the entire season either.
1 QB, I might add. Let me remind everybody watching, it's a 1 QB league. We're getting optimal scoring out of this crew. Hurts, Burrow, Fields. I've always wanted to try this, and I feel like I've executed this to a T. Breece Hall, Kamara, Charbonnet, McKinnon. That running back stable is loaded with upside. Breece Hall, Kamara, Charbonnet, McKinnon. JJ, Dotson, Kadarius, Toney, Kincaid. Okay, so hold on, boys. I got Kendre Miller, Curtis Samuel, Cole Kmet available. We've got. Do I go Cole Kmet and Taysom here, or do I take Kendre Miller with Cole Kmet?
Will Taysom be left? You think after those two or no?
I don't think so. I'm going Cole Kmet to have that Fields Kmet connection right now. And if I look at the overall board, Kendre Miller is the first player ranked. Then it goes Thielen, Alec Pierce, Taysom Hill. Actually,
best ball. So why not?
Actually, hold on. Maybe Taysom will fall. Let me see. Taysom Hill. He might fall, boys. He might fall. I mean, he's ranked down there actually pretty far. So I think maybe I go Kendre Miller here because he's the top ranked guy. I'm going to go Kendre Miller here. Breece Hall, Kamara, Charbonnet, McKinnon, Kendre Miller. JJ, Dotson, Toney, Kincaid, Kmet. I can't wait for the hate. The hate's going to be fun to address. There's this guy, especially when people in my comments don't address me. They don't think I'm going to reply or something, and they say, does this guy even know how to play? I bet these guys are upset. I bet these guys are looking at my team right now, and I bet none of them like it.
Especially the red badges. The red badges are wanting to kick your ass right now.
God, should I bank on Tank Dell falling to my next pick? Taysom Hill is going here. Tank Dell it is. All right, so here's the team so far. God, I'm loving it. Kincaid, I think gets going, potentially earlier than people expect, but he could take a couple weeks. He might not. Cole Kmet's there for the now. Taysom Hill's there for the now. Kincaid's there for the closing of the season and to be an absolute monster in the making. This wide receiver room is so crafty mixed with these RBs. I honestly don't know how I pulled this off. I really believe that this fell naturally in a way that I don't think you could just plan for. Like, I would have to abort this idea probably 8 times, 9 times out of 10, maybe even 10 times out of 10, and it would take like 1 out of 30. This just fell just perfectly where Fields was, I was going to take Walker. Walker got snagged from me. There was nobody else that I wanted. And I just think this team is fire. And if this quarterback rotation, if they all stay healthy, like if one of them goes down, it could shoot the whole strategy, because I'm counting on the 3 quarterback rotation. So 1 QB format. If I get, instead of 27 points a game out of out of one of these quarterbacks, if I get 35 points a game or 34 or whatever, and I land these, which I think I did a great job at running back considering, and I think it did a really crafty job at wide receiver, and I think the tight end room's going to crush. I don't know, boys.
Yeah, I think it hinges a lot on Kamara.
Yeah, I love it, boys. I'm excited. I'm glad I stayed. This is a 3-hour and 25-minute live stream. It's 1:32 my time. I planned on coming on here for an hour, but boy, am I glad I stayed for a third draft.
You should mark this draft so we can look back on it.
I did. One thing I'm curious about is if we look back and reflect on the Fields pick, what was the best possible player that I could have got? And there's a reason I went Fields, because I didn't like any of them, but I'm going to reflect real quickly back on that and just kind of see like what it could look like, how much better could the team have been, or would it not have? And if I look at the board, and let me actually go into it real quick. Hold on. The only change in direction maybe would have, if we actually like reverse engineer this and like look backward, would be like if I didn't go Burrow and I took Walker instead of Burrow, and then I still got Fields. So I could have had Jalen Hurts and Fields with Walker, which would have been really good, but I'm very, very glad I did what I did. I wouldn't undo it if I could. So like that would have been one approach maybe, is go, instead of Walker going in the top of 5th round, I get him instead of Burrow, and I still get Fields. And who knows, maybe he wouldn't have. I think he had Jamar Chase, so he probably would have taken Burrow. He has Jamar Chase, so he would have taken Burrow. I bet I pissed him off. I bet he got so pissed off when I took Burrow at 47. But if I would have went Walker, I would have gotten Fields, and that still would have been a very, very good team. But I'm glad I did what I did. And then after Fields, who did I pass on? Godwin, Brandon Ayuk, Joe Mixon, Aaron Jones, maybe, I suppose, Alexander Madison, I guess, TJ Hawkinson, I suppose. But I love my tight end room. I don't think I missed anybody. Then you get back to my pick. You know, I mean, even like J.K. Dobbins, I mean, I like him. It's a decent player. But I think sacrificing J.K. and going for a later RB and getting that Fields, option, I don't think there's any. This is why it happened naturally. This is why it's really hard to do it, because you need it to really make sense, or you can't feel like you're passing on good value. I honestly think from Fields all the way down the draft board and then all the way back, there's nobody I regret not taking. Like, I'm looking at it. Like Mike Evans, I don't mind that. JK, I don't mind. I mean, I like JK. JSN, I don't mind. That's good. Pickens, I got Dotson. Pickens and Dotson are very similar to me. So I don't think it was a mistake. Like, looking back, I could see somebody saying, well, who did you miss then? Who did you leave on the table? Well, I just showed it. It's nobody, really. 4 hours later, but boy, am I glad I stayed up. This is my favorite team that I've drafted on Underdog Fantasy. Promo code Smitty. If you want to draft and do these, promo code Smitty. Use the link that's in the live chat pinned, or if you're watching this replay and you're not looking at the screen going, what is this amateur doing drafting 3 QBs in a 1 QB league? If I didn't run you off by now with my crazy thinking, hit that link in the description if you're watching the replay. Hit the link in the live chat if you're in the live chat. And play Underdog, or use code Smitty, and they'll match up to $100 on your first deposit. And you too can try and do crazy, bold stuff like this right here. I would love to see what you're cooking up. I'd love for you to call on the show later, tomorrow, the next day. Click that link, try out some drafts yourself, and I'd love to know what you've got cooked up. I'll see you all tomorrow. Appreciate you all.
Lion lives among us. posing as half man, half lawman. His golden mane is reportedly 6 feet long and is bathed in milk.
That's right.
His marvelous mane grows longer with each breath he takes. Legend has it that if you say T-Law in the dark in the bathroom 3 times, you lose your league instantly. Conspiracy fanatics have linked his triangle bone structure to the ancient pyramids and alien theory. Law Dog Milk for manes on sale this season. Soak your mane and win a league. Law Dog Milk.
Hit that like button on the way out the door, please. Yeah, how do we have a 4-hour live stream with only 94 thumbs up? How do we do that? How does that happen? Hit that like button. Get those rookie numbers, 94 up to 100 if you can. If you can, I'd appreciate it. Go get that Law Dog Milk for your mane. Get it for your mane. Get it for your mane now. Pour, soak, win. See you all tomorrow. People are getting burrowed left and right, and people are going to remember it.
Get burrowed.